What's happening, guys, and welcome to a brand new podcast by myself. Stop laughing there. I hear you laughing. No laughing. A brand new podcast because we love No Man's Sky, really. So this podcast is the Galactic Explorers Podcast, or GEP for short. I am your main host, Lunchbox, and I have some special guests with me today. These are in any particular order, guys?
I do not care.
I do not care. That is Phil. Phil, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Phil. I go by Ghetto Cowboy on Steam if you'd like to find me, and I am here to talk about what I'm going to screw up first.
Hell yeah. And James. Say hello, James.
Hello, my name is James. I'm 21 and I have the Batman symbol on my chest.
Do you really?
Yes, and it's not even like... It's made out of hair, so it's literally natural. A natural Batman symbol made out of chest hair.
That is freaking epic.
Yes. This is by no means a gay podcast or anything, guys, but I'm going to see that shit later. So, we're obviously here because we both, all three of us love No Man's Sky. We will also have alternating guests in the weeks ahead, so yeah, you will obviously not see, but you won't hear James or Phil all the time. But this first episode is going to be us three, and I think today we're going to start talking about what is everyone going to do on their first day in No Man's Sky. So, who wants to start this off first?
Well, I've been thinking about this for quite some time, and I've actually kind of gone dark on reading any hype info. I've even quit watching any podcasts or videos by Hello Games.
Yeah.
For about 8 months now. I found the game 2 years ago. I did all my research. I said, yep, this is the game that I've been looking for. And then I went quiet because I know how the internet can be.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin anything. So when I start the game, I literally will have no clue what is going on.
See, that's like the complete opposite for me. I personally think that this is probably the only game in the last maybe 10 years that you've had hardly any information what's been released. Compared to like
right.
you get games like Skyrim what come out, and like the games from that company, you've constantly, or at least quite regularly, you got information coming out about the game, maybe once a month or every couple of months. But since the date release for No Man's Sky was it the 3rd of March?
I think so, yeah.
3rd of March. Before that, it was October last year. Since the last piece of any piece of information came out. So although I hate the fact that I'm having to wait so long for any information, it's quite refreshing that they keep the suspense there, really.
Right.
So, but I can totally see what where you're coming from about like going completely dark on any information about it.
That's kind of why I did, because Hello Games is so secretive about it. Everything you hear, a week later, you'll find something that contradicts it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fill my head full of a bunch of maybes. I just kind of want to jump in my ship and...
You either want to go like you said, completely dark, or you want to know everything, don't you?
Exactly.
And like, have you seen that? You might have not seen it then. That was it. 70 questions answered by Sean.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, where a lot of those questions, they were still kind of like maybes or quite unanswered answers in a way. So it would say maybe, or it would say like yes with a bit of a tone of
right.
There could be kind of thing. So it's.
You always know something up when he looks down and grins too.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about. Go on, James. Sorry.
Sorry. What I like about this developer is that they're not giving you any like false promises.
No. Yeah.
They said a lot of times that things aren't going to be in the game when they actually are, because they didn't want to promise you something and then not be able to follow up on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I really like a developer who can be like completely honest and truthful about their game.
Yeah, I mean, they've always said that this is what they wanted to make, not something that like a higher power told them to do it, kind of thing. Like you'll get you obviously like Ubisoft, where they have to release a COD every year, no matter what. Yeah. And do you know what I mean? So and FIFA, games like FIFA, they've got to release a version every year, and that's why they just seem to get robots to make these games. There's no creativity about them or anything. It's just it follows the same set of rules every year. Whereas Hello Games have gone from obviously they've come from individual companies themselves and made obviously Hello Games, but their only experience of making a game as Hello Games is obviously making Joe Danger?
Joe Danger and
yeah, exactly. A mobile game. It's one of those continuous running games, isn't it? Pretty much, but on a motorbike, isn't it, or something like that?
Pretty much, yeah.
But like you said, they've made a game. What they wanted to make a game, what they wanted to play when they were younger, and they've obviously they brought it back into the modern day, haven't they? Really, so
exactly. I don't know anyone who, like, when they were younger, did not want to be an astronaut, you know?
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Flying around planets, you know, exploring new creatures, finding aliens, that kind of thing. It's just, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah,
this game to do.
It really is. It is, like you said, it's completely mind-blowing, but, I mean, it might be going off the topic a little bit, but the fact that, obviously, it is going to be mainly exploration. I mean, obviously, you do have, like, trading and other set activities, like obviously like the mining, the crafting, combat and things like that. Do you think people have been so brainwashed by the fact that you've got goals to reach in games nowadays that they're just going to get bored? Obviously not making their own goals, but obviously...
I was just going to agree, basically. You know, I see that a lot too, and I think that, you know, if this game comes out with no major glitches and not a lot of downside to it, I think it's really going to set the bar for other game industries.
Yeah.
For a small indie game company to pull off what this might be the greatest feat of gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the fact like you get games where, like COD, you've got to go from A to B pretty much. I mean, it's all games pretty much these days are still platformers in a way where you've got to get from A to B, but obviously some games have veered off a little way, haven't they? So you go from A and then you go on a wonky line, and then you end up getting to B in the end. But obviously with this, it's completely open forever, really, isn't it? You don't have to go to the center of the universe or the galaxy or whatever. I mean, we don't even. He said that could be the goal for people. He didn't say that is the goal.
Yeah.
To get really.
Exactly. Like, that's one thing that annoys me about, like, today's games. It's like, they're so linear.
Yeah.
Like, they really are. There's, like, go to this place from here, like you said.
Yeah.
And, like, when I try and introduce my friends to, like, No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And they say to me, oh, it's just exploring then.
Yeah, they ask you, what do you do?
Yeah. And, like, well, it's not just exploring, really. Like, the way I kind of explained it is, in one of my videos, was that, like, think of the game as like a tree, kind of.
Yeah.
And, like, exploration would be like the trunk of the tree.
Yeah.
But when you get to the top of it, it, like, branches out into loads of other different things.
Oh, definitely.
Like mining, trading, like, space exploring. It's just, there's so much you can do, and, like, if you don't have the imagination to do it, then it's not going to be the game for you.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Going back to your point about when you're talking about the glitches, like, obviously, if it does come out completely unglitched, but even if it does come out with glitches in it, the sheer size of the world, is that going to be a glitch? Like the universe, is it going to be a glitch on every single planet, or is it going to be glitches on?
Is it going to be
like certain,
local or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Is it going to be glitches on just like certain animals? So it never even find this animal ever, and it will always forever have a glitch on it because no one's ever been able to report it or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think there'll probably be both. I think there'll be local little glitches and big map glitches in the same, you know. Yeah. It's like, I've been playing a game called Ark, and not to jump
Yeah.
on a different game real quick. But last night it had a local glitch. It only affected me. I ended
Yeah.
up killing a huge dragon because it was stuck on a rock.
You gotta love them ones.
Right? I love exploiting little glitches.
Yeah.
I don't like cheating, but I love exploiting a little glitch like that.
Yeah. But like you said though, hopefully, I mean, my only problem is because obviously technically it is an indie game. Obviously, it's been blown to such a scale that it can be classed not as being an indie game anymore.
Right? The line has been blurred.
Yeah,
the line
exactly.
has definitely been blurred with this game.
Exactly.
They didn't set the bar higher, they changed it.
Yeah. Now I'm just worried because of it is a lot of indie games these days, especially on PC, go through like the Steam. Is it the open access feature where obviously you can buy into it in alpha and you can play whatever they've managed to create so far.
Yeah.
Like with Ark Survival.
Yep.
Where obviously it's still technically in alpha, and obviously that each month they're updating it, and things like that in new content. Do you think that if they've technically held off that point, if they get to the point where they release it in June, it is glitchy, and because of, like you say, not many people have heard about the game still, like they won't make the money back or anything like that?
Right.
I mean, like obviously, like you said, Ark Survival's already out technically, but it is technically also unfinished. They are still getting the money in whenever someone buys the game to continue obviously developing it without the need of, like, say, a company like Sony helping funding the game.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting how they went about doing this,
Yeah.
because they could have released it a long time ago for a cheaper amount and started making a little bit of money to fund themselves.
Yeah.
And if I know right, I think PlayStation approached them. I'm not positive on that,
Right.
but I just think that's kind of odd. It's like the way all other games are. Like if it's an indie game, it's an indie game. It starts out that way. If it's a AAA game, it goes straight to console and they pump the hell out of it.
Yeah.
This is like, it's like nobody really knows what they're doing. They just want to build the game.
Yeah. They have that. They do show that real passion, especially. I mean, we haven't really spoken to many of the other programmers or the artists in the company, but like you said, Sean does show a real passion for what he is doing. Hopefully, like you said, the fact that they've held off so long and obviously not released it early in alpha, I think, especially with Sony, I think it shows that they have some real faith behind the game as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I know on the Xbox One they have this like the green light on Steam where they have games available to try out as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which obviously Sony does not have that at the minute. I mean, there is another game that I play, Prison Architect. I don't know if any of you have heard of it. No. It's basically like. Think Sims, but you make a prison, and obviously you got your little prisoners going in and things. But
nice.
But that came out in the summer of last year, I think, or October, on full release. They're still updating each month with a new update, but it's technically in beta now. It is actually finished. It's just extra content now. But they have released it to this Xbox trial thing. So you can go and play 15 minutes or like 15 hours of the game for free before you even buy it if you like to try. Now, do you think that's something? If Sony had implemented that into the PlayStation 4 or even on Steam with the open access stuff? Do you think that would have been a better bet for people who haven't heard of No Man's Sky, see what it is all about?
I definitely think it would help. The people who haven't heard about it get an understanding of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said before, there's not been a lot of information released about this game.
Yeah.
And because of that, quite a lot of people are skeptical about it still. If they maybe even did a little demo where you can go on 2 planets,
yeah,
or something like that, and then go into space for a little bit, and even if it had boundaries, then that'd be fine. They'd still get a taste of what it is and what you do.
Yeah.
But because they've been completely quiet about it, not letting anyone see it really,
Yeah.
then everyone's just like, I don't know enough about it yet, so
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
I do. I mean,
Right.
I also see the fact. Well, I also predict that there won't be many sales maybe in the first week that it comes out, but then, or like a week later, once people have tried it and then the word's getting out there, that the skeptics will actually end up jumping on board, possibly.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of that. I mean, look at some of the greatest musicians or games out there, like
Yeah.
Minecraft or
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. You know, Guns N' Roses was out for years. The
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction album, it was out for like 3 years before it all of a sudden became popular.
it's
You know?
exploded everywhere. But let's try and get back on topic. Obviously, the first day
Yeah,
in
yeah.
No Man's Sky. Well, we obviously heard Phil's dark rendition of what he's got planned. What about yourself, James?
I haven't really thought about it too much, to be honest. Like, what I'm probably going to do is, I'm not sure how like the opening cutscene works or anything like that.
Mhm.
But I'll probably like be on my first planet. I'll explore it for ages.
Yeah.
Like literally, probably 3 or 4 days worth of exploring that planet.
Yeah.
Like discovering all the locations on the planet, getting resources just in case. Like, you know, I could.
Yeah. But I know what you mean, though. You like, obviously, you don't know what's out there, do we? None of us know what's out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be in some kind of prepared state.
Like we could literally spawn on a planet that's either too cold, too hot, or too toxic.
Yeah, and your suit might not even be ready for it.
Yeah, exactly. So you might have to just get out of there as soon as possible once
Yeah.
you spawn in.
No, I can see that happening for some people. I mean, that might be a glitch because Sean did say that the planets and the animals or whatever of that planet do get harder closer towards the centre that you actually get. So maybe there is like an imaginary circle around every, I don't know, 100 light years where the difficulty increases or something like that. And maybe, like you think, because we all supposedly start on the edge of the galaxy, is that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Pretty
Then-
much, yeah.
Yeah, then maybe all those planets are just, low level.
Right.
Yeah.
I would imagine they have something like that implemented. I mean, to drop somebody on a planet that's like super hardcore right off the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I'll take it as a challenge, but a lot of people aren't like that. They want to have fun.
Especially
you know?
skeptics, especially these skeptics.
Yeah.
Who are not sure what's going to happen in the game themselves. But yeah, so that sounds the general thought of people, isn't it, on the internet, James, about how they're going to approach their first day, really?
Yeah, like even like this game is insane to me because like there's so much for me to think about.
Yeah.
Like what I'm gonna do, and then like by the time I get there, I'm just not gonna do anything because I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially if you like spawn on one of those planets what's just so full of life. I mean, it's
Yeah.
understandable if you like spawn on one of those what's completely dead and void of anything living.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, I can definitely see that happening for a lot of people start the game.
You know what's interesting too? You know what's
Yeah.
interesting? I was just thinking about this. I love procedurally generated games, and I'm very into survival and base building games now.
Yeah.
And procedural generation tends to go hand in hand with base building, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, crafting and stuff.
Yeah.
Minecraft is a very good example.
Yeah.
7 Days to Die, it's a zombie game.
Mm-hmm.
It's procedurally generated maps. You've got to build bases, so on and so forth.
Right.
I think this might be the first procedurally generated game where there's no base building involved.
Not confirmed
So
as of yet. No. Yeah.
You know, well, yeah, as of yet. And as far as I know, they don't have any plans for that because they want to push you to explore and things like that.
Yeah. It does
And I
stagnate.
just,
yeah.
it's kind of interesting because usually a game like this, you know, you start out looking for your basic needs and making shelter.
Yes.
But you don't need the shelter now. So I think that's going to really change how people first start the game out.
Yeah. People might get a little bit
You know?
confused by that, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, well, Minecraft it's continuously in like the top 10 sales for each console and PC each month still.
Pretty much.
After what, 5? Is it 5 years it's been out for now? It's been definitely in at least the top 20 of sales for both PC, PS3, PS4, and the Xbox generations as well. And because people play it that often, do you think that they've just grown naturally to assume that you need to build a base, you need to build? Like you say, with Ark as well, I know you've got...
Exactly,
there's definitely a heavy influence on crafting and building there as well.
Right.
Do you think that might put people off playing No Man's Sky because there isn't that currently anyway, that building or... I mean, there is like a crafting system in the game, but we haven't really seen too much of that as of yet.
And some of the aspects of that are even procedurally generated, like the ships.
Oh yes,
and
definitely.
stuff. So the base building has gone away, and you have a life suit and a jet now. And instead of building a house, you build a better jet, I guess, or not jet, but spacecraft. You know? And I do think that's probably going to turn some people off because they're expecting that feeling,
having to feed yourself and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, so should we go through what I'm going to do?
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, sure. Why not? Why
Well-
not? I guess we can listen to you for a while.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, because I'm going to be doing a YouTube series on it, my first day...
It's only your podcast, you know.
It's our podcast. I'm the main host, but obviously it's our podcast. It's a conversation. I can't have a conversation on my own. But
That could be interesting.
I have to do different voices. Yes, I will have to do different voices.
Actually, I haven't heard your voice for a long time. How have you been?
But yeah, as a YouTuber, obviously, my first day is just going to be full of absolutely recording every single second that I can of that game.
Yeah.
I've got this firm belief as soon as I get that game, turn the TV around, I'm going to be sat at my desk with a 42-inch TV, like, I don't know, 2 foot away from my face, recording this game, and then I'm in game. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I think it's going to be a mixture really of what you guys have done. I'm just going to store up some elements and things like that, upgrades or whatever. But I'm just going to go out and have fun. I think that because of all the stress and everything of waiting for the game, But yeah, like I said, I think my first day will be a mixture of both collecting things and then having fun and just seeing what I can destroy or seeing what I can discover and things like that. Really, it's exciting times.
I've actually thought of another thing.
Oh, go on then.
Very quickly. On my first time exploring, on the first day, I am going to test what it takes to get the Sentinels after you.
Oh yeah.
I've thought about that too.
Because then I won't have lost anything when I start.
Yeah.
I won't have collected anything.
I spawned in a new universe. I'm going to destroy something. I'm going to blow something up.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to get killed.
Yeah. It works in a GTA kind of way, doesn't it? It's got like a 5-star system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, the more stars you kind of rack up, the greater the force they send after you. I mean, it's just those balls, isn't it? Those floating orbs at first. And then they've got these. Have you seen some of the pictures where it's like the big walking robots and things?
Yeah, like the AT&T.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah, and they send them after you and things like that. So it would be crazy to see what happens if, like Sean said, if someone tries to destroy an entire species of animal on a planet, what kind of force to send after you to stop you from doing that?
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do on my first day, just to test out what my limits are.
Yeah. What capabilities you have.
I heard if you overmine a planet, they'll come after you also.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. So...
I figure I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because that's the first thing I'm going to do is probably upgrade my gun and mine as much as I can, and see if the Sentinels will come after me by doing that.
Yeah, and there might be like a line drawn in the sand kind of thing, so you're able to mine up to a certain point, and then that's acceptable, and then after that it could be no, not allowed kind of thing. So, but yeah.
Like, yeah, that's why I'm going to do that the first day, because I don't want to like go down to a planet, make loads of new discoveries, like forget to upload it to the beacon, and then just mine one bit of rock and get killed. You know?
Yeah,
I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to test it out what my limits are.
All hell break loose.
Yeah.
So this might be kind of a noob question, but I've been in the dark. So
okay,
if you start the game, you're on the planet.
Yeah.
Your ship's sitting next to you on the planet. You die immediately.
Yeah.
Do you respawn next to your ship or somewhere randomly? Or
I think,
like, if you die in space, I know you lose your ship.
Yeah, I think you
something
spawn
like
next
that.
to your ship, don't you?
yeah, as long as your ship isn't destroyed, I think you respawn next to it.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I'm all for killing myself right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just to see how it works.
I think that might be the first thing I do when recording is soon as like you say the intro video or whatever finishes, and obviously you spawn into your game.
Right.
Just go run off a cliff or something.
Yeah.
If you upgrade your gun or your multi-tool and you die, do you start back basic and have to upgrade again?
Oh, your gun and your multi-tool is the same thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if you die and it's on you, do you lose the upgrades you put into it?
I don't think. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know.
You know.
Yeah, that is
So maybe we shouldn't all jump off the cliff at once.
maybe. Or I might just make a second PlayStation account and play it on there and just mess around on that one.
I volunteer Ash's tribute.
Maybe, yeah. I'm crazy enough to do it, so... But yeah, so I think that's pretty much covered for our first days in No Man's Sky. We've kind of got like one end of the spectrum and then the opposite, and then we've kind of got like a middle ground between us all.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously for me, guys, I have been Lunchbox. Obviously I've had the company of James and Phil. I will post their Steams and is it PlayStation for you, James?
Yes.
Yes, and I'll post obviously YouTube's down in the description below. Make sure you like this podcast. It will be uploaded onto Podomatic and YouTube because I am too skint right now to put it onto iTunes. So go fuck yourselves, all the haters. But yes. Make sure you leave a like, comment as well, and make sure you subscribe to me and James. And Phil, have you got a YouTube?
I do, but I have not anything on it yet. But I've been kind of waiting. I was going to start doing some castings on a few other games.
Yeah. And
figured I'm going to start fresh with a fresh game.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for No Man's Sky, and then I'm going to start posting.
That's a good idea.
Perfect idea that is. So yes, I'll put everyone's things in the description below, so make sure you go check them out. And from me to you guys, I will see you next time.